But yeah, so I'm an edge auditor, I'm an edge faculty, edge expert, and I
Add the certification numbers. Today, we sit with the experts behind them. Yes, we also have a mechanical engineer who has become an edge expert as well and has been practicing. So welcome, Dave. You can introduce yourself before we get into the conversation.
Okay. Thank you, Bevin, for having me again here on this series. My name, as he said, I'm Dave Mwita. I'm a mechanical engineer by profession and an edge expert for the past like 2-3 years. And I would want to say it's been an interesting journey. I didn't start as an edge expert. I didn't start knowing green building standards. I was just doing the normal mechanical engineering you will do, a lot of application and all these kinds of things. But the interest came in when I was doing my 5th year. So we had a lecturer, one of our lecturers who was an energy auditor. So he introduced us to energy management as part of a mechanical engineering field that you can actually go into. So starting, I got interested talking about energy efficiency. From then, he shared with us some of the audits he's done and the impact that has brought. So he connected energy efficiency to carbon savings and all that, so reducing emissions and all that kind of stuff. And that is where now sustainability started coming into the normal practice that I wanted to do. So after that, I got that interest and actually started as an energy engineer. I did a couple of audits here and there in Nairobi, then did also some other audits when I moved to another firm that was doing work in the UK. So did a couple of energy audits, did energy monitoring and data analysis. So through this, that's where now I got a friend of mine who was also working within the same space, but was an edge auditor. So he introduced me to edge. He said like, okay, you can complement the work you're doing on energy management with edge, because edge is now focusing on the whole aspect. He said that I'm focusing right now on energy management, but on edge we have energy management and we still have water and we still have the material side. So it's just like it's basically encompassing all the aspects of sustainability on it, and that's basically how I got into edge. He did the training to me because he was the auditor and he was also a trainer, and from there I did my examination and passed. One funny thing, I did the training, then he gave me some projects I did without the certificates, just to practice, just to know how the whole process goes. Then now after doing that, I think I was convinced enough that this is something I can take on, and that's when now I decided to do my exam and get my certificate ready. That's how I got into this.
It's quite interesting for moving from being a mechanical, mechanical engineer.
Yes,
Being a mechanical engineer, then moving into now the green space. I think it is should I say rare, finding, okay, not so rare, but most people we see in the green space are mostly architects. That now finding a mechanical engineer moving into this space is quite interesting. Would you say that for being a mechanical engineer and an edge expert, so because edge is carbon, then there's energy, and there's water. So are you more into the energy part, or you still do all the three when it comes to edge certification?
So when it comes to edge certification, I'd say I do everything. First of all, it was really interesting also to get to meet mechanical engineers within the space, because when we are talking about buildings, we have MEP services, so basically mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. So when we get to mechanical, you'll get mechanical engineers within the design team. They're doing the HVAC for the building, and that is where now again a big impact comes in with the rising cooling demands and all that. So we have to design sustainably. So on my side, I think I started quite well, and I'm still within the energy side more, but I'm learning because now when we are talking about building designs, whatever the architect will do, the facade that the architect will give, then that will determine what amount of heat gains we are having in the space. So even if I were to just remain within the energy side of things, I have to understand the materials that the architect is doing, because that will affect the amount of heat gain that is coming in. So that's the interesting thing about sustainability, because you come in with your expertise, but again you learn new things that influence actually what you do. Because if you're a mechanical engineer and you understand that whatever the architect does on the facade will affect the demand I will have here, then it gives you a much more understanding of how to do better designs that will save the client, but again maintain the thermal comfort.
That is very insightful.
Yeah.
And hearing your story, I can see the importance of having a mentor.
Yes.
Because I would say a mentor drove you to Edge.
For sure.
So can you talk about that and the importance of having that kind of a mentor in building your career in the built environment, in the green sector?
So I think having a mentor is very important. Again, number one, it starts with what is the interest that you're having, and identifying the person who you can work with in a better position, because a mentor will support you, number one, especially when you're coming from school and maybe you are not quite sure of how you'll get your first project done. So that's where the mentor comes in, because they have already been in practice in that field. Because for myself, the first Edge project I did was not a project I bid for or applied for, but I had a mentor who had projects, and he helped me work through the first project basically step by step. So it would have been very hard if I was not able to get that mentor. It would have been very hard to get into the market. I know there was Kenya Green Buildings and all these other associations. I had not known them, honestly, because I was not thinking about that from school. So I just got into the field, got engineers, and it was just by good luck, or I would say by God's grace, that this person was an Edge expert or an Edge auditor, and now he walked me the journey. So it's really important, because having a mentor then would help you make your first step, because again, you have to make a step, then now you can now bid for yourself, and you can get many other opportunities, and you'll meet many other people now within the space. Because from the mentorship, from doing my first project with him, I got the understanding. I now started knowing about Kenya Green Buildings. Then within the spaces, now I got to meet other people, Urban Green, and that's why I'm here today. So you have to start from somewhere, and that's where a mentor comes in.
A mentor is quite important. And from your experience being an Edge expert, what are some of the challenges that you've faced being with the background of a mechanical engineer and coming into this sector, which is not quite it's not quite your
my niche.
Exactly. So what are some of the challenges you faced, and how have you conquered them?
So I think the first thing I would talk about is I think it's the material side of things. That has been my greatest challenge, especially when you're sitting on design meetings and trying to explain to the architect. So maybe the architect will come, I have this material, what do you think? Sometimes you might not be very sure of it, but that is where now collaboration comes into play. Where now, like in Urban Green, we have civil engineers, we have architects. So if I get such a question in a design meeting, what I will do is I will just tell them we'll have a look at this, then we'll get back to you, because you also want to give very credible information to the client so that you maintain the standard. So I'll come, I'll sit down with the civil engineer and I will be like, okay, this material, what do you think about it? So collaboration is very important in this field, because with my background, I lean more into energy, but again, we have to incorporate materials and water into this. So that's where now collaboration. I'd say the main thing that has helped me is collaboration and trying to get it right with the right people. Yes.
I think I was at a conference 2025, and something that really stood out for me, they said that collaboration brings more value than competition.
Yes.
And when I looked into it, it was, how did I know?
It's
how
actually
did I
very
not know
true.
this?
It's actually true. You can't give quality when you're not collaborating, because again, you'll just give your own thing, but maybe there is something important that this other person could do it. So that's it.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
And lastly, you can speak to some of the mechanical engineers like yourself who have also heard of edge or green building and would like to get into this sector, and and tell them something from your experience. Yes.
So from my experience, for any engineers out there, any architects out there, if you care about people, you care about your planet, and you care about your profits, then green is the way to go. When you're talking about people, what sort of thermal comfort do you want these people to experience in their spaces? When you're talking about planet, why can't we be resource efficient? When you're talking about profits, what is the operation cost of the buildings that you're building? So from a technical perspective, you can incorporate this and you will just come back to my finding that green is the way to go. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Yes, looking forward to more conversations with you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sawa.